Hey everybody, this is Maggie again. I'm coming with another deck review, okay? Now this time I'm doing the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot deck, okay? This deck was published by Llewellyn. It is a mass market deck that you can get off of Amazon for $24, well, $26.99. That's how much it was when I bought it on September 13th. And as I explained before, I don't like to do unboxing of tarot decks. I prefer to buy them, take some time with them, get to know them, read the book, and then come to you guys and give you guys a good idea of what I think about the deck, okay? Now, this one, it does follow the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith style of tarot. The card stock is very good. As you can see, it's like an average size and it's nice and bright and colorful, okay? You do get the companion book with it. It is good and thick, okay? It is 272 pages. You get a full-size color picture of the card, as well as a summary. Now each card is, because this is the Edgar Allan Poe deck, each card is dedicated to a story from one of his writings, because he did poems, stories, and he wrote articles and his opinions in different newspapers and stuff. Now, what intrigued me about this deck is, I don't know about anybody else. I don't even know if they do that anymore. I'm about to turn 40 next month. So, but in high school, we used to have to read Edgar Allan Poe. I remember we had to memorize The Telltale Heart. I don't remember it now. Don't you dare ask me to do that. And The Raven, okay? So, but if you don't remember doing it in class, I think The Simpsons had like you know how every season they do a Halloween episode? Well, one year they did a Halloween episode based on the storyline of The Raven, with the bald head, the bald, creepy guy that was Homer Simpson's boss or what have you, okay? So if you want to, get you a glimpse of it. But anyway, get you a flashback, try to bring it to your memory. Or if you want to get a idea of who Edgar Allan Poe is, just look up Simpsons episode The Raven. I probably put a link down below, okay? So anyway, I got this deck because, one, I love English. I love to read. I'm a bookworm, okay? My punishment when I was growing up was to take away my books, okay? I could still go outside and play. I can still talk on the phone to my friends. But my mama would take away my books, and then my daddy wouldn't take us to the library. I know, total geek mode, but that's me. I mean, can't you tell by the glasses? Anyway, so it got me because I love to read. I liked Edgar Allan Poe because, yeah, his readings were dark and stuff like that. That's what they made you think when you was in high school or growing up, that if you enjoyed Edgar Allan Poe, then something was wrong with you, or you was like one of the golf kids or what have you. Because they put Edgar Allan Poe, I think, in the same boat as they did the guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland and Picasso, that they were just gifted people but needed some help. because their stuff was just different. It wasn't like rose petals and fun times. It took you to that dark space of your mind, okay? But he's still cool in my eyes, all right? And this deck even almost made me fall in love with Edgar Allan Poe again, okay? So I liked it because of that. And I'm a deckaholic. I can't do nothing about it. All right, so anyway, let's hop into it, shall we? Okay, so and if you're not familiar with Edgar Allan Poe, I appreciate Ms. Rose Wright doing this. She gave you in the summary of it, you have the Telltale Heart section, which gives you a description of the story related to each card. And then she had the next section called In in the Maelstrom, wait, over here, where it gives you the actual tarot tradition meaning of it, and then it gives you the upright meaning and keywords, and then the reverse keywords. So they didn't leave you hanging. They didn't just say, here's a deck, it's about Edgar Allan Poe, wish you the best. You don't have to be like a bookworm like myself to enjoy this deck, okay? The cards are full of colors. I mean, it pops at you. If you're a person who scribes, or you or clairvoyant, you need imagery and everything, the symbolism on the cards and stuff will hop out at you. And then this is one where I definitely recommend that you read the summary book, because you won't be able to just look at the card and say, this is, you know, the chariot. This is actually the chariot card, okay? But it doesn't look like a traditional chariot deck, because you normally will have two horses, a black one and a white one. But in this one, you just have those two stone figures in the back, okay? And you have the breeze going through. I have this card separate because I'm gonna go through some of my favorite cards and then explain how they took the stories, the writings of Edgar Allan Poe, and then linked it to the traditional meaning of the cards. Looking for a flip through, I will have it close to the end of the video, and I'll also just do a separate one. So if you're a person that just wants to go straight to the flip through, then switch from this video and hop on to the next one, okay? Read this book and you want to go back and just find the names of all of them, they do have a list in the back of all of the stories, his writings that were cited in the book, okay? So it was fun as I was reading the book to have the cards next to me, and as I read the book, and then you didn't even have to do that because they have full-size pictures, but I like to get all into it. And so it was fun to, as I read the summary and then have the reading of the actual meaning of the cards and have it gel together, and it was one of those ooh ah moments. What I found out through this deck was Edgar Allan Poe was a helpless romantic. He was deeply in love with his wife, but he had a hard life. He didn't really like to harp on it, but he had like a couple of writings, I guess, where he talked about it. But he was also a player, and if he had something to say, he was going to say it. So let me tell y'all some of my favorite cards. First card I have is the Chariot card that I just showed you. Okay, now peep the storyline with this card. Okay, so the story with this card, is the story called Ligaya. I'm gonna have the actual word pop up somewhere, but and this is her in the card. And I know you thinking, well, why he just has just a picture of her? But the story goes is that she was falling ill, and you see how she's like a dark-haired woman, and her husband promised not to remarry, but when she died, he got married again anyway. And this time he married a fair, light hair color, blue-eyed person or whatever. And Miss Thing got so upset that she used all of her her energy in her afterlife to come back and take over the new wife's body, and just looks and everything, okay, as if to say, oh, you thought I was playing. No, you can't marry nobody else. You will have to be with me. And she stayed with that, and she took over this girl's body so much to where the girl eventually passed, okay? So that was just funny for me, because when a Chariot card is about, okay, I'm moving forward and here I come and ain't nothing you can do about it. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool for the Chariot card. All right, the next card I have that's my favorite is the Death card right here. Okay, so, and I know you're thinking, okay, Death card, we so used to seeing the Grim Reaper and everything. But this card is about a story. Let me make sure I tell you the right story. So this one is called The Oval Portrait, and it's about a guy who was so in love with his wife the way he wanted her to stand still as he painted. He painted a portrait of her. But he took so long to where she just she died in that pose. But it's just a thing of the idea of you loving something so much to where it goes on to the next phase or what have you. So it was just that was kind of creepy, but but still kind of cool, just picturing that storyline in my mind. All right, and then 2 cards that I always look at to give me the good feel of whether I like a deck or not is, of course, the Devil card, and then, well, the Death card, because Scorpio. Y'all gonna hear me say that a lot. And the Devil card, because those are the 2 cards that kind of freak people out the most. And because those cards freak people out the most, I am drawn to them the most. Okay, but so here's the Devil card. Now I know you was thinking this would have been the better picture for the Death card, but with this card, I like the story that came with that one as well, because that one is the black cat, and polecat name was Pluto, and so his owner had was a nice guy, loves the cat, okay, but he became addicted to alcohol, and he got, you know how cats normally like to go out and play around at night, and then eventually they're just creatures of the night, they'll come back home. Well, he was so nervous about Pluto leaving him to where he grabbed Pluto and scooped his eye out, okay? So Pluto couldn't run away anymore. And what is it? I'm looking at the book. I can't remember what is the emphasis behind the woman behind the wall or whatever, buried in the wall. But probably just to give it a more dark appeal. But yeah, so that, when you relate that to the Devil card, it's just you having an addiction that takes you somewhere that you know you don't need to go. It just takes over you, and sometimes you may have the will to break away from it, and it's just, it takes a lot of work for you to do it, okay? Just like with any addiction, all right? So it could play with you, you know. Sometimes when you're tempted for something, it'll make you think that things are going on that aren't really there, all right? And let me just find some happier cards, because I know that took us down a dark path. All right, here is the 4 of Wands card. That looked like a dead woman right there. How is that sweet for a 4 of Wands? Okay, Edgar Allan Poe's mother died at a young age, and so really valued the time he had with his mother. He adored his mother-in-law, and as well he adored his wife, who also died kind of young in their marriage. So this card right here, I see this as him just showing, they use this, where the author showed this card to like pay homage to the women in his life. So how he always loved and adored them, and this card is in relation to his poem called To My Mother, okay? And so I thought that was very sweet. Then we have the 9 of Wands card that's coming up, and this one is in reference to the story called Silence, a Fable. And it also kind of brought me into the mind frame of Job from the Holy Bible, and how so in this card you have this young man who was sitting on this rock, and the demon behind him is using everything within the forces of nature to get this guy to just kind of give up. But yet he's deciding to, I don't care what you do, I'm big chilling. Wait, focus. He's saying, I'm big chilling. I can't, you know, there's nothing you can do to me. With the, like, having the patience of Job, okay? Next card, the 5 of Cups. I think it's adorable in reference to his poem Lenore, where he's talking about the death of a beautiful woman. I kind of feel like this is in reference to the death to his wife. So and how much he just loved her, okay? And then, but this card is my ultimate favorite card, okay? And this is the Page of Cups, okay? I know you're looking at it and you're saying, Maggie, there's no love here. That woman looks like whatever. But this card is about a poem called A Valentine to, and it's just like a bunch of blank lines. A poem to a married woman that he was in a relationship with, okay? And so he went along the lines in the story to say that, let me see, he's quoting, that she shall find her own sweet name, that nestling lies upon the page and wrapped from every reader, okay? So what that means, of course, that means that her name was hidden in the poem. You took the first letter of the first word and the second letter of the second word, the third letter of the third word, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and then lo and behold, her name is actually Frances Sargent Osgood, okay? So think about the creativity it takes to express the love for your boo in a way that can't nobody find out about it, because you got to think about it. This is back in the day. Now, they ain't have DMs and text messages and phones for you to let your boo know how you feeling and that you miss them and stuff like that. They had to get creative with it. Just saying, that was sweet. That was a player type move, so I likes that. So he wasn't all sad and depressed all the time if he had the wisdom to do that, okay? And who's to say she got into the carriage the night that she figured out that it was about her and they got together, okay? That's just the way love goes sometimes. All right, but anyway, back. This card is about the telltale heart, the Three of Swords, okay? And this, if you don't know, the story is about this old man who's nervous, and he kills somebody, okay? And so then what he does is he dismembers the body. Something like you will see in crime investigations, Discovery, another 48 hours, not another 48 hours, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Evil Lives Here, on one of those situations. He dismembered the body and then he buried the body. I think I did see a couple of stories like this. Okay, but anyway. Okay, so he dismembers the body and he buries it in different sections of the house, okay? But as this man is sleeping, he keeps hearing a heartbeat in the house, okay? And it drives him crazy to a point to where he starts tearing up the house trying to find the heart. And then eventually he finds it and it's still beeping and all this other stuff. Freaky psychedelic stuff. I like that. That was kind of cool for the Three of Swords. We're gonna go to the Seven of Pentacles. I got 2 more cards, okay? And then I'm gonna get to the flip through. But as you can tell, I like this deck. Okay. All right. So, and then you have the Seven of Pentacles cards here. Isn't that cute? This card is based on the his writing called 1001 Nights. And you see that king right there? He looks all nice and cute with his beard and all of that good stuff. Well, he would marry a woman that day and then kill her the next morning. Okay, he just liked him a fresh wife. Okay, I guess he liked him some fresh wife every once in a while. Okay, and then that way he ain't have to worry about his woman dipping and diving on him. Okay, because he gonna kill you. So anyway, this queen right here, this wife, she didn't want to die. Okay, so what she did to make sure she stayed alive was she would tell a story, but each time she told the story, it would end with a cliffhanger, and then he would say, well, I want to hear what's the rest of the story. So he'll let her stay. Well, then eventually he got bored. So she had to figure out a way to stay alive. So eventually he got bored and he killed her. But then she was happy with the fact that he'll never know how the story ends. So Seven of Pentacles again. And what we're doing with the Seven of Pentacles, we standing by and we're trying to figure out a way to keep things going, working on what we have. And then the final favorite card of mine is, because I like how he this story. This is the Queen of this is the Queen of Pentacles, okay? And this is based on a story called The Spectacles, okay? And this story is about a guy named Napoleon Bonaparte Francois. Okay, all right. He learned that he would get his inheritance or whatever, but the fool can't see. So he ends up going to the opera, meeting this beautiful woman, and he tells her, okay, yeah, I'll marry you, but you have to promise me on your wedding, on our wedding night, you put your glasses back on. So he say, fine, you so pretty, I'll do whatever. Well, he put the glasses on and he realized he done got married to an 80-some-year-old woman. Okay. So it's just the idea that you know, you being crafty like the Queen of Pentacles. You using the cards that are dealt and you making things happen the way they, you know, making it work. Okay, so anyway, this deck, I love it. I will be using it. I haven't used it yet because I like it for doing, like, it gives me a love reading appeal, but not like the gushy. Everybody does love reading. So, but this deck I will use for my third party readings, where you're not in love, you just didn't like, and you playing around, you're just trying to figure out what things are going on and all of that stuff. So all my third party readings, which I will start doing again, I will be using this beautiful deck. Okay, so I give the companion book a 10 out of 10. I give the cards a 10 out of 10. Okay, I love it. Again, I'm gonna have a link down below for where you can purchase it. Don't forget, please read this. Okay, you don't have to be a scholar to use this. You just have to read this and it will tell you everything about it. All right, and just get the deck and let me know how you feel about it. Okay, if you have other decks that you would like for me to review, put them down below and I will make sure, if I don't have them, I will purchase them and see about them. If you have some decks of your own, if you are an independent deck creator or what have you, and you would like for me to review them, I have my PO box down below as well. Or I promise y'all, like our good posture, send a deck to me, okay? And I promise you I will do a nice, honest and fair reading on the deck. Okay, so again, this is Maggie coming at you with the review on Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, I love it, so hope you guys will too. Till then, see you guys later. Bye bye.